It's tax season, so if you paid a freelancer, a virtual assistant, or any contractor over $600 last year, the IRS is expecting you to file a 1099 form. And guess what? Thousands of entrepreneurs get hit with penalties every year for skipping this one simple requirement, which can also hurt your chances of getting your business funding. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the 1099 NEC and how to file it the right way. What's up, y'all? It's Kelvin McNeil, and welcome back to my channel where we discuss real estate, small business, and financial wellness. If any of this interests you, be sure to subscribe. Now, quick disclaimer before we even dive in. I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator and entrepreneur, not a CPA or a licensed tax professional. But over the years of successfully filing my own taxes without any audits, working closely with financial advisors, and then helping countless self-employed borrowers navigate business finances for loan approvals, I've learned a thing or two about what it takes to stay compliant and fundable, especially when it comes to 1099s. Now, the purpose of this video, guys, is to add much needed clarity for small business owners and their compliance obligations. And guys, I promise to be clear, concise, and straight to the point with the information I share today. And if you have any questions, please drop a comment. And since you're spending time with me today, the least I can do is respond to your question or comment. That said, we have to start from the tippy top. So what is a 1099 NEC and why does it matter to you? Well, a 1099 NEC specifically reports compensations amounting to $600 or more made to non-employee parties, such as vendors, freelancers, independent contractors, and more. In layman's terms, if you have paid any contractor, which can be anyone who isn't technically an employee of your company, more than $600 or at least $600 for any services in the previous year, then you would need to issue a 1099 NEC. Now, this is particularly important because this isn't optional. It is a legal requirement, and the IRS issues a per form penalty if you skip it or file late. So as an entrepreneur, remember, you are the payer, not the contractor, right? So that means you are responsible for filing this form in the first place. This also applies to VAs, which are virtual assistants, any editors that you may have hired, and other subcontractors. You see, for example, let me just speak from my perspective. Over the years, as a content creator or YouTuber, I have done multiple sponsorships and affiliate marketing deals. At the beginning of the next year, I would get a couple of 1099 NECs in the mail, and then I'm not gonna lie, I would get a little frustrated because I'm like, man, if I file this, that means I'm gonna be increasing my income, and the more you report, the bigger your tax bill is, especially if you have an LLC. But I always still filed it anyway because, listen, I don't want those problems, right? I don't want any smoke with the IRS.
I was tripping, man. You want me to ask for my bike back? You know I wouldn't trip. What bike? What I've been asking you about. Oh, that bike.
Well, you see, the businesses that actually pay you are commonly thinking the same thing. And let me explain. So think of filing a 1099 NEC as your way of telling the tax man, look, I'm playing by all the rules, right? So stay over there with the nonsense. I mean, of course, you're not going to get a gold star for filing them, but you do get to claim those contractor payments as tax deductions. And as you may know, whenever your taxable income goes down, your tax bill can shrink, which is what we all want. Now, many people think S Corps and C Corps are the only type of entities required to file 1099 NECs, but LLCs are not exempt from this rule. There are about 3 common reasons why you may be exempt, starting with the first one, which is, hey, if you are someone who is not operating as a business, for example, let's say you're paying someone for personal household work, like a nanny or a maid, you're typically not required to file any type of 1099s. Another example would be paying someone to mow your lawn. You don't have to file a 1099 for that. But if the same lawn care provider is hired by your business, then that business pays them at least $600 or more, they would be required to file. Now, towards the end of this video, guys, I will show you an easy to use platform for filing this specific form. So hang in there and we'll get to it. Now you may be wondering, why does a 1099 filing matter for your business growth? Lenders and funders look at how organized your finances are, not just your revenue. You see, when you have clean tax reporting, it shows underwriters that not only are you compliant, but you're ready for credit, funding, or even selling your business someday. So think of it like this. Filing your 1099s properly isn't just tax compliant, it's a step toward business funding confidence. But listen up, guys, the IRS deadline for filing any 1099 NECs for this tax year is going to be February 2nd, 2026. After that date, the IRS penalties begin immediately. But here's something that's new for next year in 2027. The IRS is expected to lower the e-file threshold to 5 or more forms. Right now, it's currently at 10. So that means even more businesses will need to e-file, not mail paper forms. So that makes it very clear the best move is to file electronically now so you can get in the habit of doing so. And that's why I recommend today's sponsor, which is Tax1099, which is a trusted e-file platform used by businesses and CPAs nationwide. So assuming you've already went to the website and signed up, all you would have to do is look at the very top. You see it's already kind of highlighted in pink or gray, and it says create new. So if you were to select that, then select forms, the next thing you're going to have to do is choose the tax year. Now, I understand that some of you guys have not filed taxes in years. So if you have to go back a couple years, I understand that. But I'm filming this video in January 2026. So assuming that you are on point, we're going to choose tax year 2025. You come down and then you next select which form you need. Again, for the purpose of this video, we're focused on 1099 NEC, which is for non-employee compensation. But if you want to see me make a video explaining the difference between all of these other 1099s, because I have personally received 1099 NECs, MISCs, and Ks from other companies I've done business with. But yeah, if you want to see that, definitely drop a comment and let me know that you would like to see me make that video. Otherwise, we'll stick to what's at hand. So 1099 NEC. So when you come here, you get two different options, right? You can either choose to focus on an individual filing, or you can do in bulk import. So what that looks like is, imagine you already have like a spreadsheet that lists all of your non-employees, aka contractors, that you've paid during the tax year. You could just import all that information by simply dragging and dropping in either CSV or Microsoft Excel format. Very simple. It's always important to me to have simplicity and ease of use. And I focus on the GUI because I come from a technical background. So, you know, being a former business analyst, these are the type of things that I pay attention to. Now, let's say you're going to focus on doing an individual, right? In this case, you're going to click Add Payer. This is where you're going to put in your information. Now, if you as an individual are the payer, you can fill out your information, but make sure that you select business. Because if your entity is the payer, then this is where you're going to come in here and you're going to put in the business name, the EIN, the address. All this needs to be accurate, including the phone number. Guys, listen, I know how some of you guys are. You need to put your legitimate phone number here, because if the person that you are paying, that you're creating this 1099 for, which they will receive a copy of it, they need to be able to contact you, or if they are submitting this for the purpose of funding, whatever, they need to be able to verify or validate this information. So that's why you want to put an accurate phone number in. You would hit save. Once you do that, then you would see your business pop up here in the drop down list. That allows you to select your business, and then it will auto populate your information here. Then the recipient's name, address, city, state, all that stuff as well here. You would need to choose whether it's a name, a DBA, an R10, or a client ID. But you would hit add recipient. You would be able to, well, first, of course, you would have to have your payer already filled out. But if you do, you would be able to add a recipient there. On the right-hand side, this is the most important part because this is where you're going to put the financial information. You would choose the tax year. You would put how much you paid them in that tax year. So if that's $3,000, you're going to put $3,000 there, right? And then any other information that you know, you can select here. Now, most of the time, 1099 NECs are super thin when it comes to information. And at the very top, you have the option to check mark if this is a corrected 1099 form that you're creating, or if this is a state-only filing that you're creating. Once you're done, you scroll down to the bottom and you see 3 different options. You can save and continue. You can save and then add another 1099 NEC, or if you want to save and add a new form, then you can do all of that right there. If not, you can cancel and go back out. All right, now that you're back at the dashboard, you'll see the work that you started or completed here. You can go to the Actions tab and you can select View Form or Download Form. We're going to select View Form because I want you to see what it looks like when you can actually identify and edit any of the 1099s you've already created. Now that we're here, okay, you can select or deselect if you want this to be USPS mail, e-delivery, 10 match, or estate filing if applicable. You'll see a quick summary of the dollar amount, the last 4 of their social or their TIN, which is their tax identification number, and their name, the date that you created it, right? So the scheduled date will be there as well if you've already set that up, but let's just go ahead and take a look at the PDF copy of the actual 1099 that you just created. If you haven't seen a 1099 before, this is exactly what you would be providing or you would receive if you were on the receiving end. Now, as the payer, this is a really important part because you want to review everything here to ensure that it is accurate, from the payer's information, which is your business information, to their information down to the dollar amount and the tax year and the form type. Like, you just want to verify, because if you see anything that needs to be corrected, it's a lot easier to just go ahead and come back to the previous page, right? And you can click Actions and then Edit. You come here and you can edit anything that you need to edit beforehand. You don't want to waste time and send out something and then have to come back, because even though with this platform is pretty easy to do, you want to be able to do that now. So if you want to change the number, the dollar amount, you were $50 off, you can do it. If you need to edit the recipient's information, if you got their social or their EIN wrong, you can update it here. The address is wrong, you missed, there was an apartment number, whatever the case may be, you can come in, you can easily change it, save it, and it's good to go. So guys, this is why I recommend using a platform like this. It is not the only platform out there, but of course, ease of use is king in my book. So as you can see, Tax 1099 makes it easy whether you're filing for 5 or 500 contractors. Plus, it keeps digital records for future audits and funding applications. So as I wrap up, guys, here's a few important reminders. I'm going to say it 3 times to make sure it sticks. If you hire contractors, you must file a 1099 NEC form. Failing to do so means IRS fines, reputation risk, and funding complications. Tax1099 is just one of many ways that you can file these forms. However, if you're a DIY person like myself, I do think the Zenwork platform makes it fast, secure, and affordable, which is what matters most. Now, don't wait until the deadline, which is February 2nd, 2026. Click the link down in the description to get started with Tax1099. And don't forget to use the coupon code GREEN15 at checkout to save money. Now, if you found this video helpful in any way, and even the slightest bit, do me a big favor. Give me some engagement by either liking, saving, or sharing this video. And again, if you have any questions and you made it all the way to the end, please drop a comment. Don't worry. Don't be too shy. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever type of the day it is. Catch y'all on the next one.